I was born and raised here on Miami Beach, one of the few locals, natives, and just getting into the bar scene out of high school. We started throwing some parties at a house that I had on Alton Road, all of us together, to the point where these house parties got to the point where they grew to over 300 people showing up. So we ended up moving it to a place right down the street here called Lizard Lounge, which is now the Marriott. So the concept was, acid jazz, funk, and just an open environment. It wasn't about the money, it was just about having fun. Back in the day, this place was completely different. The hotels, the surfing, everything was just, it was another world. We had a pier out here, we had a dog track here. People would just, if they saw the images of what it looked like back in the day, they wouldn't understand how it's changed so much.
And talked to Bird, I'm like, what are we gonna do now? He was like, well, let's do some parties.
NFA was a family and friend thing, pretty much. It was the three of us that owned it. It was Tony G, myself, and Tom Clark.
We came up with NFA on the way back from the Olympics, 1996. We saw this 18-wheeler all the way 8 hours, and we're like, what could do a party? What could we name it? And we remember Avenue A. Gary James and Bobby Brand used to do a party called Avenue A, and there was this truck with the letters NFA, and I'm like, maybe we could call it No Fucking Around, NFA. So it just erupted from that. The crowd was super cool. Locals mixed with like models, people in the industry, skaters.
Yeah, it was an all local vibe.
Big mix.
It was just a local vibe.
Yeah.
You worked in
Gays,
the industry here.
straights.
You were in the mix. The way it worked on the beach was everybody had a night. Every promoter did a club on a certain night. We had Thursdays. Other people did Thursdays with us sometimes. But it was like, as a promoter was, okay, you had your Thursday, but you had to respect the other promoters and show up to their venues on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Fridays, or Saturdays. So for us, it was going out all the time. And that wasn't just to support the other promoters, it's because we were all our friends. So it was nice that everywhere you went, everyone took care of each other. And that's the way the whole South Beach worked back in the day. If you worked in the industry, whether you were a bartender, a waiter, a bar back, or worked in a clothing store, did some kind of business on the beach, you were like in the family. So what happened was everyone was together, always knew what the parties were that were going on, and that's how NFA became to grow. The locals supported us. Miami Beach being a tourist town, they supported us by telling people, hey, this is a party you got to check out. So that's how NFA grew into such a big thing so quick. Our marketing came up through ideas of us sitting together just in a room with a bunch of friends and brainstorming, and things would just pop up, from doing Tic Tacs to doing certs with, we came up with the name of Basement, so we started doing Tic Tacs. We started using the word mint in it. And then of course, all the ideas that come up in a room with a bunch of friends together, having a few drinks and smoking it just never ends. The ideas just keep flowing and flowing. We had a lot of models involved in our parties. The music thing, the art thing all fit in really well. So we had, we designed hats, designed t-shirts, anything we could think of, we did. And we went over the top with it. Oh,
it was like guerrilla marketing. We would go out like in a group of 20 and just like hand out flyers, put stickers on everything and on people, buses, cars, and we'd just like completely bombard. Wherever we were at, we'd just go down the beach, tagging everything, giving flyers out. It's completely different now.
But it wasn't work to us. It was more of a friend thing where we'd go out, like a group of 20 of us, we'd meet up, have lunch, have breakfast, and then go hit up every store, every restaurant, see people, have coffee. So it was more of a social thing for us.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it was, as guys, we were just chasing around women, of course, on the beach, running around in groups and, talking to women, inviting everybody, and that's how it worked. It was just a friend thing. It was just a party for us 24/7. There was a photo shoot on every single block, and we just pop in and
just hang out.
Hang out with the crew, because usually the crew was friends of ours that were working it.
Yeah.
The photographers, people on the scene, on the set. So that's how we grew in that sense. So we always had beautiful women at all our parties. One night we just pulled the plug on a club. In the middle of the night, just shut the party and moved it to another one.
In the middle of the night, we
pulled the plug.
Pull the plug. We're like, yo, we're moving the party, open bar, we're moving it to Liquid. It was awesome.
And that's where our venture started in Liquid, Chris.
This was 96.
Yeah, we completely just shut the party off. Told all our friends, hey, get ready in 10 minutes, we're pulling the music. Sent the door guy down there.
Todd Glazier was the investor for Animal Farm and also for Pervert. He's the one that made the deal for us. So that's how we met Chris, was through Todd. And Todd called me up, he was like, hey, Chris wants you guys to do your NFA party at Liquid. He wants to give you guys $10,000 to move your party to his club. And I was like, let's do it.
The venue we were at was just, we were outgrowing it. We had
it's too small.
600 people inside and with another 200-300 outside. Couldn't get in. So that was just our breaking point also. So just, you know, the cards fell in the right place, and that night we just weren't feeling it. I think the owners knew that we were going to be moving soon and pulling the plug, so we decided, why wait? Let's do it now. You know, we went to a bigger venue that held 1,000 people or more. We had to start doing a different dynamic and charging people and, you know, bringing people out by having big DJs come in, big acts. So
Just to
doing
cover
all
the
that,
cost,
doing
yeah.
all that just to cover our costs changed the dynamics of how our local thing really worked. It started to push away a little bit of the locals, you know, and more toward tourists. So what happened was, as soon as that started happening and things started changing, and it was a business for us as NFA, we really didn't enjoy it as much because it wasn't the fun anymore of having the locals there and really celebrating every time we were out.
Everyone wants to be here now. Everyone wants a piece of it. Is that cool is gone. Cool doesn't exist. It's all about money now. You know, before it was like, if you were not cool, you weren't getting into the club. Now it's like, if you got money, you're getting in, you're gonna get the bottles, you're gonna have the table, and you know, you think you're cool, but you're really not. And that's how I feel, how the changes from the 90s and today.
The true base of what made South Beach started to spread out a little bit and go on their own ways.
You have people that moved in from out of town that don't know who anybody is, and all they care about is the money, and they don't care about the people.
All right, cool. It's a wrap. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, man.
Appreciate it. Finally.
Man, thank you.
Finally, 2 years later.
2 years. We made it. Nigga, we made it.
Fun, we're like, let's pull the plug. They want to charge
Well,
more
that's when
money.
we got money from Chris Picello. He gave us $10,000
Don't even say that. You don't
to
say
move
that. Don't say
the
that.
party.
Don't say that.